Hi friends, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another weekly meal prep WW freestyle. I'm going to take you with me today to get all of my food ready for the week. Of course, you know that I am traveling Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, but I did meal prep for those days as well. And then of course for Sunday, as well as the following Thursday and Friday, as I should be back to work providing everything with my husband's surgery goes off without a hitch. So I got meal prepped for the week. So if you want to see what I made, stay tuned. For breakfast this week, I am going to try a new thing. I'm actually going to make WW friendly breakfast burritos. I'm really excited about these. I can toss the two for later in the week when we return from our trip into the freezer, and then I can just warm them up at work. So here is what I'm going to put in my breakfast burritos, and I will walk you through preparing them step by step. So for my meat or my protein, I'm going to use these Jimmy Dean turkey sausage links. I picked these up at Costco, but you can also find them at the regular grocery store. It is 1 Smart Point per link, and I'm going to put 3 links in each breakfast burrito. So that'll be 3 Smart Points. I am going to put 1/4 cup of fat-free cheddar cheese in each breakfast burrito, which is 0 points. And then I'm going to scramble up 2 eggs per day, and I'm going to make 3 or 4 breakfast burritos, so that will determine the number of eggs that I need, which is also 0 points. I'm going to slice up some onion, and I think I'm going to cook that down in my pan and kind of make it a little caramelized. Sounds amazing. And then I'm going to make the seasonings easy. I'm going to do some garlic, salt, and some ground black pepper, and then I'm going to wrap them in these Olay Extreme Wellness wraps. So for the entire breakfast burrito will only be 4 Smart Points. So let's make these babies. The first thing we need to do for our breakfast bowls is get our onion chopped up. I'm going to dice this onion fairly small into pretty small chunks, and then I'm going to first cook this and get this onion all nice and sauteed down, because it just adds a little bit better flavor, a less hot flavor and a more sweet flavor. So this onion should be the perfect amount for my breakfast burritos. So this is the size of my chunks of onion. So they are fairly small. I would even dice them smaller if you weren't going to cook them down. That way it's just not such an intense flavor amidst the other ingredients in your breakfast burrito. But there are my onions. Next, I'm going to get my sausage chopped up. I decided to go with 3 breakfast burritos, so I have a total of 9 sausage links. So rule of thumb, when you guys are preparing a mass amount of food, make sure you know how many slices each serving is. So for example, I'm going to want to cut all of my links of sausage the exact same number of slices, so that when I disperse this out into my burritos, I have the same number of sausage slices per burrito, that meaning the points are the same. So hopefully that makes sense. So I have 3, 6, 9, 10. So each sausage link needs to be cut into 10 slices, and then each burrito will then get 30 slices of sausage. So that is the best way to make sure that you're within your points in each of your burrito, and that one burrito doesn't have more sausage and more points than another burrito. So I'm going to get the rest of these chopped up and we'll get everything cooking. You can see that I have 3 separate bowls, 1 for each burrito, and I have 3 sausage links in each of my bowls. And then to this, I am going to crack my egg directly in to my sausage. Then I can cook all of this together once the onions are done. So I'm basically going to take 2 eggs, and I'm just going to crack it into each of my bowls. And then that way I have everything together to prepare each breakfast burrito. So 2 eggs per bowl, and then we will go ahead and add our seasoning to each of the bowls as well. So I have my 3 bowls with the sausage and the eggs. Funny story, I cracked the egg in this bowl here, and look, that egg had 2 yolks. So I had to scoop out the extra yolk. I honestly have never had an egg do that, so that was pretty crazy. So to our little bowls here, we're just going to add in the rest of our spices for cooking. So I have my pepper here. So I'm going to make sure that I put a little bit of pepper in each bowl. And then I'm also going to add in my garlic salt. And again, we'll do a little bit of garlic salt in each bowl. And then I'm just going to set these aside until my onions are cooked. And then I'll add my onions to this bowl as well. And we'll cook it all together and make our breakfast burrito. So my onions are nice and cooked down. I'm going to set these aside. We'll add these at the very end of the cooking of the rest of our ingredients. So let's get all of our eggs and sausage cooked up so we can assemble our burritos. So the first thing we want to do is spray our pan with some non-stick cooking spray, which is what I've done here. And then to this, we are going to add our egg and sausage mixture. And we're going to get that all fried up. And that looks so good. I'm super excited. And then we're going to put this back. I'll rinse this bowl. We'll put this back in this same bowl until we assemble our burritos. So there's one burrito's worth of eggs and sausage. As you can see, I did not cook my eggs all the way through. Again, that is my trick from keeping them spongy. And I did rinse this out. I'm just going to put that mixture back into that bowl and start on the second batch. Once all your eggs are cooked, you can see here my onions are nice and cooked as well. So I'm just going to take a spoon and I'm just going to divide my onions out as even as I can amongst my bowls of my egg and sausage mixture. And then we'll measure out our cheese and then we'll be able to get our little wraps assembled. This, I was thinking as I was cooking the eggs, is such a low point breakfast for such... for a good amount of food. It's a very low point breakfast. And I love that. I try to keep my breakfast between my breakfast itself and coffee at about 6 points. And these breakfast burritos are only 3. So I'm going to let this cool for just a few minutes because I do not want the cheese to melt when we assemble the burritos. And I'll be back and we'll assemble those burritos. So I'm ready to assemble my wraps. I did take them out of the fridge so that they were room temperature. They're a little more pliable that way. And again, these are the Olay Extreme Wellness Wraps. And again, they are 1 smart point per wrap. So I'm going to take 1 amount of my egg and sausage mixture. And I'm going to put that first bowl on my wrap. And now I know exactly how much I have here. So I know that this is exactly 3 points worth. So that is why I kind of cooked them and measured them in individual bowls. And then to this, I am going to add 1/4 cup of fat-free shredded cheese. Although fat-free shredded cheese is free, we still need to be aware of calories. So I did measure out just the 1/4 cup. And then we are going to make this into our burrito. It's pretty full, so I'm gently going to fold up the sides. And then I'm going to fold that in. And I'm going to fold that in. And I'm going to get a toothpick and I'm going to seal this shut. So let me show you kind of how I'm going to keep this together for freezing. So I'm going to take a toothpick here. And I'm just going to stick it through my wrap. And I'm going to put it all the way through so that it also doesn't poke out of my saran wrap. Because that's what I'm going to wrap these with. And when we go to heat these, we may actually need two toothpicks here. When we go to heat these wraps up, once that cheese melts, the wrap will stay closed. So I'm going to take a sheet of saran wrap here. And I'm going to wrap this up. And then these are going to go into my freezer until I am ready to have them for breakfast. So they are nice and full, maybe even a little too full. So we probably could have even put less filling in the burrito, but hey, if we can have that for 3 points, then I am a-okay with that. So there is my saran wrapped breakfast burrito. And again, I'm going to stick this in my freezer. And then when I want to eat it, I will just pop it out and warm it up in the microwave. So let me get the other 2 assembled and I'll show you our final burritos. And here are our 3 breakfast burritos. Woo! Slide off. Those are going to go into the freezer. I will be having one of these tomorrow before we head out of town. And then the other 2 will remain in the freezer until I return for work on Thursday. So delicious, low point, huge breakfast. With my breakfast burritos, I'm also going to have some grapes. These are left over from last week. My washer's done. And these are destemmed and washed. So I'm just going to set these aside. So breakfast will be a cup of coffee for 1 point, my breakfast burrito for 3, and a bag of grapes for 0. So that will be a 4 smart point breakfast. I'm really excited for this week's lunches, and it's also going to be my lunch today. So you will see it in my what I eat in a day as well. But I heard about the Sam's Choice from Walmart chicken apple sausages from a fellow YouTuber, or several actually. Super excited about these, you guys. They're only 2 smart points per link. So that is one of the lowest point sausages per link, and I hear that they are delicious. So I'm going to cut up and saute these chicken apple sausages, and I'm going to cook those up with some red and yellow bell peppers as well as some onions. And then I'm going to pair that with 1 serving of the potatoes O'Brien, which also has onions and peppers. I did buy some new meal prep containers, so I'll show you those. And this is going to be the main part of my lunch. So let me show you how I'm going to put this all together. The first thing we're gonna do is cut up our chicken apple sausages. So I have all 4 here, and we're gonna follow the same principle that we followed when we did, look, who's right here? That guy. So anyways, we're gonna follow the same principle that we did with the turkey sausages. We wanna keep track of the number of slices per sausage link. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Okay, so each of our chicken apple sausages is cut up into 14 slices. So when we divvy these out, we want to make sure that each meal prep container has 14 slices of sausage. And there are our 3 sausage links cut up. I do have them in this big bowl because I'm going to dice up my onion and my peppers, and I'm going to add everything to this bowl before it goes into our skillet. So next up is our onions and peppers. Let's get our sausage, peppers, and onions cooking. So the first thing I'm going to do, again, is add some nonstick cooking spray to my pan. And then here I have all of my good peppers, sausages, and onions. So I'm going to put all of that in this pan. And then I'm just going to give it about 10 minutes or so to cook down entirely. So I will be with you once everything is cooked down, and I'll show you what the final product looks like. The sausages are pre-cooked, so you just want to make sure that your peppers, onions get softened and even a little crispy if that's what you're going for. So stay tuned for the final result. While my sausage, onion, and peppers are cooking, I'm going to get my potatoes O'Brien ready. I decided that I am going to cook these in a pan. I'd like to get them crispy before I add them to my meal prep. So 85 grams is 1 serving of the potatoes O'Brien. I am going to measure them frozen, and then that way I am sure that I don't overeat the amount of points. So 85 times 4 is 340 grams. So I have my food scale here, and I'm going to add in potatoes until I have 340 grams. Be careful when you're doing this because there is a lag on your food scale recognizing what you're adding to your bowl. So give it a second to catch up. So 340 grams is 4 servings. So I'm just going to get this measured out. Woo, see, look at that. It caught up and now I'm like super duper over. So let's pull some out. There we go. 340 grams, 4 servings of potatoes O'Brien. So I'm going to set this aside and then we'll get this cooked down in a skillet. I have my peppers and sausage completed. To my peppers, I did add some of this Zach's green zest. And then I also added just a little bit of salt and a little bit of onion powder. And you can see here that I did pull my sausages out of my pan so that I can count those out in my meal prep container. So my sausage and peppers are done, and I'm going to cook down my hash browns. So I have some nonstick cooking spray in a pan, and here is my 340 grams of frozen hash browns. I am just going to cook these down just a little bit. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of salt and pepper. I just want to get these cooked down a bit before I put them into the meal prep containers. And I am ready to put together my lunches for this week. Hi, baby. She's not feeling well from the vet today, so She's been kind of hanging out with me a lot. But here are my new meal prep containers. I know you can purchase these on Amazon. I did find mine on Swap and Shop, which is a Facebook buy and sell group. I got a set of 8 for $5, so could not beat that. So there's the meal prep container and the lid. So I have everything prepped and ready to put into the containers. So I am going to have a mix of frozen peas and corn as my vegetable. I have my peppers and sausage as my main. And then I have my already cooked potatoes O'Brien for the other side of my meal prep. I am going to season my corn and peas with some salt and pepper, and then I'm just going to take some, I can't believe it's not butter spray, and I'll be able to spray those with that before I eat them. So I'm going to get my meals and my lunches ready for the week. The first thing I'm going to add to my meal prep container is my peppers here. So I'm just going to divide these out in the big section of my meal prep container as evenly as I can. Peppers are 0 points, so if I do have a little bit more one day than another, it's not a problem. So I'm just going to divide as evenly as I possibly can into my large compartment. And then we are actually going to count out our number of sausage links that we're going to put in each compartment here, because that is one thing that there is points, so we do want to make sure that we are as accurate as possible. So it looks pretty good. There's my peppers, and then to each of these peppers I'm going to add 14 pieces of my sausage. Lola's right there. So we're going to just divide out 14 pieces. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. So look at that, you guys. That's a decent amount of turkey sausage. So I'm going to get the rest of these sausages divided in the other 3 containers. So each of my containers' main entree is ready. Look how much food that is. 2 smart points. Amazing. So I have my potatoes O'Brien here as well. So I'm just going to divide this out as evenly as possible as well into one of these smaller compartments. I did decide to buy these meal prep containers because I was finding that I was bringing, I don't know, 4 or 5 containers to work now that I am bringing my lunch every day. And that's a little ridiculous. And I thought if I just bought some meal prep containers, and I didn't want to spend a lot, so I was really excited when I found them on Facebook Swap and Shop. I thought it would be smart, and then I could put the majority of what I'm eating for lunch in one of these meal prep containers instead of having several. So I will caution you, though, if you are going to use these meal prep containers, make sure that everything that you're putting in them is heatable. So don't put like your fruit or your dessert or anything in one of the compartments, because it's going to be really hard to heat it up without heating that up as well, unless what's in this 3rd compartment is in a package that you can pull out before heating. So I'm going to make it easy on myself, and the last thing I'm going to add is my peas and corn. And again, this is frozen. And again, I'm going to just divide it out as close to even as possible. And again, peas and corn also have 0 points. So I just don't want to overdo it. You got to be really careful not to overdo 0 point foods. So I'm going to make sure that what I'm adding is a serving or less of peas and corn. Oh, I got a big chunk of ice in that guy. Instead of just overdoing it because they are 0 points, because there are still calories. So there you have it. I've added all of my lunch to my meal prep. Doesn't this look so good? And this total is a 4-point lunch. So let me show you what else I am going to pack for lunches for the week. Actually, here, let's put our lid on. So here's what the lids look like. They snap on really, really easy. So there you have it. So you're just going to pop a lid on each of your meal prep containers. And another thing I'm excited about with these is I'm going to take this with me tomorrow when I head out to Seattle, and I'll just put it in my lunch pail with an ice block, and then this is going to be my lunch tomorrow, and I'm just going to stop at a gas station and I'm going to warm it up, and that will make it easy to stay on track while we are traveling. So there you have it, and I'll show you the rest of what I'm going to have with this for lunch. So as I said, what was in my meal prep container is a total of 4 smart points. So I'm going to use my food scale and I'm going to bake up 2 Smart Points worth of poppables. So that will make my lunch then 6 Smart Points. And then I will have for dessert 2 bags of Smart Sweets, which is an additional Smart Point. So my entire lunch will be 7 Smart Points. So not bad. Just so you know, 1 serving of poppables is 5 Smart Points. But if you reduce the number of chips, you can lower the number of points. So I'm just going to make sure that I am counting out the number of chips that equals 2 Smart Points. So I'll show you my completed put together lunch. So this is my entire lunch for the week. So there's what we prepped in our meal prep container for 4 Smart Points. Again, 2 packs of Smart Sweets. And then you can see here that I've baked up 2 points worth of pop chips. And I love putting the number on there. It just makes it easier to remember when I'm tracking. So here is my 7-point lunch. Here's what I have planned for snacks for the week. The majority of the non-refrigerated items I will also take with me to Seattle so that I make sure that I am on track. I am going to be on track our entire trip, so that's super exciting, and I'm hoping to be able to share that with you. So here are my snack plans for the week. Again, I do not eat everything every day, so no need to comment and say that's a lot of snacks. This is just what I'm planning on spreading out throughout the week. So first I have some yogurts. I have a 2-point Light and Fit Greek, and then I also have a 3-point Oikos 000. I'll just vary what I choose depending on the amount of points that I feel that I want to spend on my yogurt as a snack. And then I'm also going to bring some more of the Utz Halloween Bats and Jacks pretzels and mini cheese balls. We love these, both my husband and myself, so I'm just trying to get these eaten up before they are expired. I love both of them, and these are 1 Smart Point per little bag, so it's a great, easy, crunchy snack. I'm going to bring some cut and peeled baby carrots. I will probably throw a couple bags of these in with my cooled lunch that I'm going to pack tomorrow for my trip so that I can eat these in the next day or so, and they should be just fine. I'm also going to pack some clementines. These do not have to be refrigerated, so I'll bring these as well as probably some Honeycrisp apples. And then the last thing, which definitely without doubt will go on my trip with me, are Built Bars. These do not have to be refrigerated, and as you know, I'm obsessed. So I have just quite a few flavor varieties. Here I have coconut orange and the salted caramel. These are 3 Smart Points per bar, 110 calories, 15 grams of protein, and 6 grams of fiber. And they taste like a candy bar. I'm going to put my discount codes here on the screen for the Built Bars. One code that's going to pop up first is for 6 bars for $3 with free shipping, 50 cents a bar using JENSWW sample, or you can buy a full box, single flavor or variety for $10 off. 16 bars, $22 with the code JENSWW Journey. So make sure you take advantage of my discount codes before they are gone. So here are the snacks that I'm planning to take both on my trip and to have once I return to work towards the end of the week. Thank you for joining me on my weekly WW Freestyle meal prep. I hope that I gave you some great recipes and some ideas for you to try throughout the week for your meal prep. Again, meal prep is extremely important. It not only helps you stay on track, but it also helps you lose weight. I am proof of that because you know exactly what is going into the food that you are meal prepping at home. So if you haven't already, I would absolutely love it if you would join my channel. Share this video with a friend so that we can build the subscribers to this channel. And comment below, give my video a thumbs up, and of course, have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.